Joining me now to discuss the crypto markets is Marcelo Sampaio, CEO and co-founder at Hashdex, a top crypto asset manager in Latin America. Hello there, Marcelo. So great to have you on the show. So taking a look at Bitcoin right now, would love to hear some of your outlook on where you think the trajectory for Bitcoin is.
Well, I think we're in a great moment. Honestly, we should not look at the price just as it is right now, but actually, where we're coming from. Bitcoin has been growing a lot. Adoption has been growing, awareness has been growing. We have more and more people wanting to invest in Bitcoin. So I think the outlook is great. I mean, there's everything to happen still. So amazing times.
I'd like to hear about your perspective on Bitcoin in Latin America. How do you see it being used in the continent?
Yeah, so you have to have this notion that in Latin America, we have very different economies than the one you guys have in the US, right? So instability, makes Bitcoin or an investment like Bitcoin so much more important than probably in other locations or in the developed world. So we have been seeing Bitcoin being massively adopted by investors across Latin America, being more and more present in portfolios, exactly for, these reasons, right? So Bitcoin has been a tremendous success, as we can see at Hashdex, right? We have been, with our ETFs, been serving now more than 1/3 of all ETF investors in Brazil, as an example. So it's pretty successful. It's growing a lot.
So one of the criticisms in the latest stablecoin hearing in Congress was that Bitcoin cryptocurrencies weren't really being used as payments to pay for goods and services, say like bread and milk every day. It's being used for speculation, using for, greater leverage, propping up markets. I wonder your response to that.
Generally, I think there is this anticipation or almost this misinterpretation. Look, in crypto in general, not only in Bitcoin, we're going through what we call this infrastructure phase, right? I mean, now you have seen the car, right? You need to build the roads, build gas stations, all these things. And Bitcoin and crypto in general, the first action that you can actually take is actually investing, right? One day this Web3 world, and crypto, will come into our lives, that you're going to use in every day in very different manners. But the first thing we can ever do with crypto is investing. So I think honestly, try to accuse crypto or Bitcoin of that pure speculation, I think is not really, telling the whole story, right? So yeah. Mm-hmm.
I see that your firm has crossed 1 billion in assets under management. I wonder if you could tell me about, which countries are most active in investing in Latin America.
Yeah, definitely Brazil, I think, is the largest one, is the largest market. So it's where, we basically became the largest player, and we became the largest player after Latin America. But honestly, this is only the beginning for us. We at Hashdex, we started in America. We decided to go back to Latin America because, believe it or not, the regulatory framework was better in that region than in America, right? So we said to ourselves, let's go there. We let's create some, pretty much try to prove our thesis in a market that is more welcoming. And whenever we see the US market opening, and especially in the ETF side of things, we'll go back hopefully with a proven thesis, and more experience and more size. And that's exactly what is happening right now. We're super excited to be landing in US at this point in time, and to take our products, which by now have been honestly, the leaders in the industry, cost-wise, with fair fees, governance-wise, and so on. We're super excited to be in America now.
I see a recent report that the Brazil Stock Exchange B3 is planning to enter the crypto market in 2022. And I know you partnered with the NASDAQ, but is that part of the overall mass adoption we're seeing in Latin America?
Yeah, we see this as a great thing, and this is basically another validation, of a big guy, like the stock exchange, in Brazil, the largest stock exchange in Latin America, and one of the most valued in the world, getting into crypto. I think that tells a lot. That kind of validates, like that the market wants to invest in crypto, wants to have access or high-end access to crypto, and is another great way for investors to access it. Honestly, I don't think like it competes directly with the idea of crypto ETFs, and that's because like it is very different if you want to buy crypto to use it or if you want to buy crypto to invest, right? So for invest long term, especially in like ETFs, having like really great players like giving you security, governance regulation, like that's a big value add. So it's another option. We see this as a great thing.
Finally, Marcelo, do you have any price predictions for 2022?
Very hard to say this, I have no price predictions because that will be playing pretty much like with futurism, and that's very hard. But what I can tell you is this: it is pointed to 2022, like that institutions, will keep investing, and more will investing, and that should create could create, a pressure, in pricing in the best sense of the word, we see that adoption will keep growing, and that could potentially put some pressure to price appreciation. But I just know that we don't know. It's very hard to predict the price of Bitcoin. Everyone trying, generally fail.